Friendships are one of the most important aspects of life. They offer us a sense of belonging, a support system, and shared experiences. But what happens when those friendships start to feel off, when you begin to sense that something's not quite right, but you can't quite put your finger on it? It can be difficult to spot when a friendship has turned toxic or when someone has shown their true colors, especially when the signs are subtle. That's why it's so important to understand the red flags, so you can protect yourself before the damage is done. You're here because you want to know how to spot the warning signs, and I'm here to walk you through them. We'll break down everything you need to know so you can spot fake friends before they take up too much space in your life. Let's dive in and take a closer look at what you should watch for. You might be surprised at what you discover. The first thing to look out for is when a friend constantly makes you feel bad about yourself. Now, we all know that friends sometimes tease each other, but when that teasing crosses the line into cruelty, it becomes a problem. If a friend consistently puts you down, belittles your accomplishments, or makes you feel like you're not enough, that's a huge red flag. True friends support you, they lift you up, and they celebrate your victories with you. A fake friend, on the other hand, might make you feel small or less than, especially when you're feeling good about yourself. Whether it's through snide comments, backhanded compliments, or just plain hurtful remarks, this kind of behavior will only drag you down, and over time, you'll begin to feel drained and unappreciated. If this sounds familiar, it's time to reassess that friendship and consider whether they're really bringing anything positive to your life. Another red flag to keep an eye on is when your friend only reaches out when they need something. Have you ever noticed that the only time a certain friend calls or texts is when they need help with something? Whether it's needing a ride, borrowing money, or asking for a favor, but when you're the one in need, they're nowhere to be found. This one-sided dynamic is a clear sign of a fake friend. A real friend is there for you through thick and thin. They don't only show up when they need something. It's supposed to be a balanced relationship, where both parties give and receive, not just one person constantly taking. If you feel like you're always the one doing the giving, it might be time to set some boundaries and stop being used. One of the most telling signs of a fake friend is when they gossip about you behind your back. Now, I know that it's natural for people to talk, but if a friend constantly talks negatively about you when you're not around, that's a problem. Gossip is a sign of immaturity, insecurity, and lack of respect. No true friend will talk badly about you behind your back. If they're doing it to others, rest assured they're probably doing it about you too. And let's be honest, who needs that kind of energy in their life? If you find out that a friend has been talking behind your back, it's time to take a serious step back from the friendship. Because that's not loyalty, and it's not friendship. Another red flag to be aware of is when a friend never seems genuinely happy for you. This is one of the most frustrating behaviors that fake friends can exhibit. They seem to celebrate everyone else's successes. But when something good happens to you, they either downplay it, or worse, act jealous. A real friend will be excited for you when something great happens in your life. They will cheer you on and celebrate your wins, whether it's a new job, a promotion, a new relationship, or a personal achievement. They'll be your biggest supporter. If a friend acts cold, dismissive, or even envious when something positive happens to you, that's a clear sign that they might be feeling threatened by your success. Fake friends often can't handle seeing you thrive because it makes them feel insecure about themselves. If this sounds familiar, it's time to reevaluate your friendship and decide whether you want to continue investing in it. Now, let's talk about manipulation. Fake friends love to manipulate, whether it's through guilt tripping, playing the victim, or trying to control your decisions. One of the biggest forms of manipulation is when a friend makes you feel guilty for doing things for yourself. If you've ever had a friend who guilt-tripped you for spending time with other people or pursuing your own goals, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Manipulation in friendships is incredibly unhealthy because it's designed to make you feel responsible for the other person's happiness or emotions. A real friend will never make you feel like you owe them anything for simply living your life. They'll respect your time, your goals, and your independence. If you find yourself constantly trying to appease a friend or feeling like you can't do anything without upsetting them, it's a sign that the relationship is toxic and needs to be reevaluated. Next, think about how your friend reacts when you're going through tough times. Do they show up for you when you need them most, or do they disappear and leave you to deal with your problems alone? Fake friends often vanish when things get difficult. They might say they care, but when it comes time to offer support, they're nowhere to be found. A real friend will be there for you during your lowest moments. They'll listen without judgment, help when they can, and provide comfort when you need it. If you feel like you're always the one carrying the emotional weight of the friendship, and your friend is nowhere to be found when you need them, it's time to let go and focus on healthier relationships. Another red flag in friendships is when a friend constantly disrespects your boundaries. Now, we all have limits, and a true friend will respect those boundaries, whether it's physical, emotional, or personal. But if you have a friend who repeatedly crosses those lines, whether it's pushing you to do things you're not comfortable with, invading your personal space, or ignoring your emotional needs, that's a huge red flag. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships. And a friend who disrespects them is showing a lack of regard for your well-being. If you've tried setting boundaries with them and they continue to ignore them, it might be time to cut ties and focus on friends who respect you and your space. Finally, let's talk about the friend who's always there when things are going well, but disappears when things get tough. We've all experienced this type of person, the one who's only around for the fun moments, but when you face challenges or need support, they vanish. This is the classic fair weather friend, and they often show up when there's something to gain. But when you need them the most, they are nowhere to be found. True friends are there for the bad times just as much as the good. They show up when you're going through a rough patch and support you. If your friend is always absent when things get difficult, it's time to realize that this friendship isn't serving you, and you deserve better. Friendships should bring positivity, support, and joy into your life. If you find yourself constantly questioning a friendship or feeling drained after spending time with someone, it's important to take a step back and evaluate if they're truly a positive presence in your life. Fake friends can be toxic, manipulative, and emotionally draining. But by recognizing these red flags early on, you can protect yourself and avoid being stuck in unhealthy relationships. Remember, you deserve friends who respect you, who lift you up, and who genuinely care about your well-being. So, if you notice any of these red flags in your friendships, take the necessary steps to either address the issue or move on. Don't be afraid to let go of people who no longer serve you or contribute positively to your life. You deserve genuine friendships that bring out the best in you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share because you will learn tons of valuable information in the next video. Keep protecting your peace and building the friendships you deserve.